That instant coffee you stir into your mug every morning, the one you've trusted for years, might contain more sugar than a candy bar, chemical creamers built from hydrogenated oils, and additives you couldn't pronounce if you tried. In the next few minutes, I'm exposing 12 instant coffee brands hiding dangerous shortcuts behind their just add water convenience. From ingredient lists where sugar comes before coffee to one brand recalled by the FDA for containing glass, what you're about to hear will change how you look at your kitchen cabinet. Stay until the very end because I'll reveal 4 brands that deliver real, clean coffee without the toxic baggage. Number 1 will change how you shop forever. Let's start with what's really in your cup. 12. Hillsborough's French Vanilla Cappuccino Instant Coffee Mix. Starting at number 12, Hillsborough's French Vanilla Cappuccino sounds like a cozy cafe indulgence. But one look at the ingredient list tells a very different story. Walmart describes this as an instant coffee drink mix, ready in seconds. And that speed comes at a cost. The very first ingredient is sugar, not coffee, which means you're drinking a sugar delivery system with coffee flavoring. Behind that sugar sits a creamer built from partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, the industrial fat linked to heart disease that health authorities have spent years warning us about. The rest of the ingredient list reads more like a chemistry textbook than a coffee label. Corn syrup solids, sodium caseinate, dipotassium phosphate, mono and diglycerides, silicon dioxide, sodium silico-aluminate, sodium stearoyl lactylate, soy lecithin, and artificial flavor. For anyone who grew up trusting the Hills Brothers name on their parents' kitchen counter, this is a brand that has drifted far from what coffee should be. 11. Great value, French Vanilla Cappuccino, Coffee House, Beverage Mix. At number 11, Walmart's own Great Value. French Vanilla Cappuccino offers bargain pricing but delivers a concerning ingredient profile. Like Hills Brothers, the first ingredient listed is sugar, immediately telling you this product prioritizes sweetness over actual coffee. The mix includes coconut oil, corn syrup solids, non-fat dry milk, whey, and only then does instant coffee appear, buried deep in the list. That means every scoop you stir into hot water contains more sweeteners and fillers than actual coffee. You'll also find sodium caseinate, cellulose gum, mono and diglycerides, dipotassium phosphate, silicon dioxide, and both natural and artificial flavors. Palm oil rounds out the ingredient list, adding another processed fat to an already overcrowded label. For budget-conscious shoppers who reach for great value thinking they're making a smart choice, this particular product delivers quantity over quality in every cup. 10. Members Mark French Vanilla Cappuccino Beverage Mix. Moving to number 10, Sam's Club's private label Members Mark French Vanilla Cappuccino comes in bulk sizing that encourages daily consumption, which makes its contents even more troubling. According to USDA-linked nutrition data, a single 25-gram scoop delivers 16 grams of total sugar. That's nearly 2/3 of the scoop being pure sugar before you even count the other sweeteners. Once again, sugar leads the ingredient list, followed by non-dairy creamers made with corn syrup solids, coconut oil, and sodium caseinate. Phosphate additives, mono and diglycerides, and anti-caking agents fill out the label, with instant coffee appearing almost as an afterthought. Natural and artificial flavors complete the picture. When you're scooping this into your mug every morning, you're consuming a significant sugar load that accumulates quietly over weeks, months, and years, especially concerning for anyone watching their blood sugar or heart health. 9. Grove Square French Vanilla Cappuccino Single Serve Cups. At number 9, Grove Square French Vanilla Cappuccino brings another troubling concern to the table. This brand, sold in 50-count boxes at Walmart, makes it easy to pop a pod into your machine without ever thinking about what's inside. And what's inside should give you pause. The ingredients include partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, the same trans fat source that health organizations have fought to remove from the food supply. Sugar and corn syrup solids provide the sweetness, while sodium caseinate, dipotassium phosphate, and mono and diglycerides handle the texture. But Grove Square goes further than many competitors by adding artificial color and sucralose, the artificial sweetener, on top of the sugar already present. So you're getting both real sugar and a synthetic sweetener in the same cup, along with artificial coloring that serves no purpose other than visual appeal. For anyone drinking these daily, that's a cocktail of additives accumulating with every convenient pod. 8. Café de Vida French Vanilla Instant Cappuccino. Claiming the number 8 spot, Café de Vida Instant Cappuccino wraps itself in Italian-sounding sophistication. But the ingredient list tells a distinctly industrial story. Sugar takes the lead position once again, followed immediately by a non-dairy creamer containing coconut oil, corn syrup solids, sodium caseinate, tricalcium phosphate, dipotassium phosphate, propylene glycol, esters of fatty acids, mono and diglycerides, soy lecithin, and artificial flavor. The creamer alone contains more chemical compounds than most people would expect in their morning coffee. The product does use Arabica coffee, which sounds promising, but it's accompanied by additional corn syrup solids, non-fat dry milk, gar gum, xanthan gum, silicon dioxide, and more natural and artificial flavors. That's a staggering number of additives wrapped around a small amount of actual coffee. For those who appreciate the idea of a genuine Italian cappuccino, this product delivers the fantasy without the authenticity. 7. Cappuccino Supreme French Vanilla Instant Cappuccino Mix. At number 7, Cappuccino Supreme proudly advertises that it's made with deep, rich Arabica coffee and made in the USA, but the full ingredient story undermines that marketing. The very first ingredient is sugar, followed by a non-dairy creamer containing corn syrup solids, palm oil, mono, and diglycerides, dipotassium phosphate, sodium caseinate, silicon dioxide, artificial color, sodium stearoyl lactylate, and natural and artificial flavors. Palm oil replaces the partially hydrogenated oils found in some competitors, but it introduces its own health and environmental concerns. The remaining ingredients include whey, cellulose gum, instant coffee, salt, more silicon dioxide, and xanthan gum. Notice how instant coffee appears well past the halfway point of the ingredient list, meaning there's more creamer, sugar, and stabilizer in your cup than actual coffee. For anyone who takes comfort in the "Made in the USA" label, it's worth remembering that where something is made matters far less than what it's made from. 6. Folgers French Vanilla Instant Latte. Coming in at number 6, Folgers is a name that has sat on American kitchen counters for generations. Many of us grew up with the sound of a Folgers can opening on a quiet morning. But this French Vanilla Instant Latte is a far cry from the straightforward coffee your parents brewed. The nutrition panel reveals 29 grams of total sugars and 20 grams of added sugars in a single quarter-cup serving. That's more added sugar than you'll find in many candy bars. The ingredient list starts with sugar, of course, then includes modified whey, a non-dairy creamer with corn syrup solids, sunflower oil, sodium caseinate, dipotassium phosphate, soy lecithin, artificial flavor, and artificial color, maltodextrin, instant coffee, and sodium aluminosilicate round out the list. For loyal Folgers drinkers who trust the brand from decades of familiarity, This particular product trades on that trust while delivering a sugar-heavy, additive-laden beverage that barely qualifies as coffee. 5. Maxwell House International French Vanilla Cafe. Approaching our top 5, Maxwell House International French Vanilla Cafe carries another deeply nostalgic name into troubling territory. Maxwell House has been part of American mornings and nescafe since the late 1800s, and many people reach for it out of pure habit and trust. But this cafe-style beverage mix starts with sugar, followed by a non-dairy creamer made with corn syrup solids, hydrogenated coconut oil, sodium caseinate, dipotassium phosphate, artificial flavor, mono and diglycerides, and sodium aluminium silicate. Hydrogenated coconut oil is another processed fat that undergoes industrial transformation, removing whatever benefits natural coconut oil might offer. Instant coffee follows in the list, along with sodium citrate, silicon dioxide, and both artificial and natural flavors. For a brand built on the promise of being good to the last drop, this product fills those drops with more synthetic ingredients than most consumers would ever guess. 4. Angelino's French Vanilla Cappuccino. At number 4, Angelino's French Vanilla Cappuccino enters the single-serve pod market with Keurig-compatible cups that make convenience the entire selling point. But each 15-gram pod delivers 8 grams of sugar and a remarkable 190 milligrams of sodium. That sodium level is unusually high for a coffee product and worth noting for anyone managing blood pressure. The ingredient list includes sugar, coconut oil, corn syrup solids, instant coffee, salt, non-fat dry milk, sodium caseinate, maltodextrin, dipotassium phosphate, mono and diglycerides, silicon dioxide, natural and artificial flavor, and sucralose. Once again, we see the pairing of regular sugar with an artificial sweetener, doubling down on sweetness through both natural and synthetic means. The high sodium content combined with sugar and artificial sweetener creates a concerning nutritional profile hiding inside a convenient little pod that most people never think twice about. 3. Kroger French Vanilla Cappuccino Coffee Pods. Claiming the number 3 spot, Kroger's own French Vanilla Cappuccino Coffee Pods bring private label concerns to the pod format. The nutrition panel lists 7 grams of added sugar and an alarming 260 milligrams of sodium per 15-gram K-cup pod. That's more sodium than you'd find in a small bag of chips, sitting quietly inside your morning coffee. The ingredients tell the rest of the story. Sugar, hydrogenated coconut oil creamer, glucose syrup, sodium caseinate, sodium polyphosphate, dipotassium phosphate, sodium stearoyl 2-lactylate, natural and artificial flavor, modified cornstarch, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium. That last ingredient, acesulfame potassium, is an artificial sweetener that some researchers have raised questions about regarding long-term consumption. So this single pod contains sugar, glucose syrup, and 2 different artificial sweeteners, creating a triple layer of sweetness engineered to keep you coming back for more without ever questioning what's in the cup. 2. Signature Select French Vanilla Cappuccino Drink Mix. Coming in at number 2, Signature Select is the private label found in Safeway, Albertsons, and other grocery chains, making this product widely available across the country. USDA-linked nutrition data shows 5 grams of total sugar and 5 grams of added sugar per 15-gram single-serve cup, which appears modest compared to some competitors. But modest sugar numbers don't mean a clean label. The ingredients start with sugar and include coconut oil, corn syrup solids, instant coffee, salt, sodium caseinate, mono and diglycerides, dipotassium phosphate, sucralose, and natural and artificial flavor. It's the same formula we've seen repeated across nearly every brand on this list. Sugar first, chemical creamer second, a small amount of instant coffee buried in the middle, and artificial sweetener layered on top. What makes Signature Select particularly worth noting is its quiet presence in so many store aisles under different regional names, meaning millions of shoppers are buying essentially the same additive-heavy product without realizing it. 1. Clover Valley Instant Coffee. Taking the #1 spot as the most alarming instant coffee on this list, Clover Valley Instant Coffee, Dollar General's private label, lands here not just for ingredients, but for a serious safety concern. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration documented a recall of 3 lots of 8-ounce Clover Valley Instant Coffee due to the potential presence of glass in the product. Dollar General Corporation pulled these lots from retail stores across many U.S. states where they had been sold between July 9th and July 21st, 2025. The FDA confirms the recall has been completed, but the fact that glass contamination reached store shelves raises fundamental questions about quality control and manufacturing oversight. When a product you stir into hot water and drink every morning carries the risk of containing glass fragments, it crosses a line from concerning ingredients into genuine physical danger. For budget shoppers who rely on Dollar General for everyday essentials, this recall serves as a sobering reminder that the cheapest option can carry costs that have nothing to do with price. Now, after everything we've just uncovered, I know that list can feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. Not all instant coffee is created equal, and there are brands doing things the right way. These next 4 prove that convenience doesn't have to mean compromise. 4. Nescafe Taster's Choice House Blend. Instant coffee, starting our safer list. At number 4, Nescafe Taster's Choice House. Blend brings something refreshingly simple to the instant coffee aisle. The ingredient list contains just one entry: 100% pure coffee. That's it. No sugar, no corn syrup solids, no artificial creamers, no sodium caseinate, no silicon dioxide, none of the chemical additives we've spent the last several minutes exposing. Walmart describes this as an instant coffee you prepare by simply adding hot water, the way instant coffee should work. The product details describe a process of roasting, brewing, and flash freezing the coffee blend, a method designed to capture flavor at its peak. For anyone who has been drinking those flavored cappuccino mixes, thinking they were having coffee, Taster's Choice is a reminder of what real instant coffee looks like. One ingredient, one purpose, no compromises hiding behind flavored sweetness. 3. Starbucks VIE Instant Pike Place Roast. At number 3, Starbucks VIE Pike Place Roast delivers the familiar Starbucks experience in single-serve packets with an ingredient list that couldn't be simpler. The ingredients contain only instant and micro-ground coffee, no sugar, no creamer, no additives of any kind. What makes VIA interesting is the microground element, meaning you're getting actual finely ground coffee particles blended with the instant coffee, which creates a richer body and deeper flavor than traditional instant alone. Walmart lists these as single-serve packets, making them genuinely convenient for travel, office use, or mornings when you simply don't have time to brew a full pot. For anyone who appreciates the Pike Place flavor profile, VIA delivers it honestly without burying coffee under layers of sugar and synthetic ingredients. 2 ingredients, both of them coffee. That's the kind of transparency your morning deserves. 2. Waka Medium Roast, premium instant coffee. Coming in at number 2, Waka has built its brand around a promise that sets it apart from nearly everything else on the instant coffee shelf. According to Waka's own FAQ, their instant coffees are made with 100% Arabica beans, and contain no added sugars, sweeteners, artificial ingredients, additives, or fillers. That's not marketing spin. The unflavored instant coffees are produced from 100% Arabica, coffee beans, and nothing else. But Waka goes a step further that most brands don't. Their FAQ states that products are routinely tested by vendors for U.S. food safety compliance, and most products have also been third-party tested for heavy metals, including lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury against safe harbor levels per serving. That level of voluntary transparency, testing for contaminants that most instant coffee brands never mention, demonstrates a commitment to safety that should be the industry standard, but unfortunately remains the exception. For health-conscious coffee drinkers who want confidence in what they're consuming, Waka earns that trust through testing, not just promises. 1. Mount Hagen Organic Instant Coffee. Taking the top spot as the absolute best instant coffee you can buy. Mount Hagen Organic Instant Coffee represents everything instant coffee should be and almost never is. Available in glass jars and single-serve sticks, Mount Hagen uses Arabica beans that are organically grown without artificial chemicals such as herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, or fertilizers. The certifications tell the story. USDA Organic, Fair Trade, OU Kosher, gluten-free, corn-free, dairy and casein-free, and vegan. That list of certifications reads like a direct answer to every concern we've raised about the 12 brands to avoid. No corn syrup solids, no sodium caseinate, no artificial flavors or colors, no hydrogenated oils. Mount Hagen uses a freeze-drying process specifically designed to retain coffee aromas, meaning they've invested in preserving what makes coffee special rather than masking inferior quality with sugar and chemicals. When you start with clean organic beans and apply careful processing with nothing added, you get instant coffee that actually tastes like coffee and gives you peace of mind with every sip. This is what your morning cup should be. Simple, honest, and genuinely good for you. There you have it. 12 instant coffee brands loaded with sugar, artificial creamers, and chemical additives, plus 4 that actually honor what coffee should be. Before your next grocery run, remember this. Flip the label, look for coffee as the first and ideally only ingredient, and choose brands that prioritize what's in your cup over what's on the packaging. If this changed how you think about your morning coffee, share this with someone who deserves to know what they're really drinking. Subscribe so you never miss content protecting your health and exposing the truth behind everyday products. Thanks for watching. Until next time, choose wisely.